Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Got my good friend on, Sam Coyl. He's with a great company called Intrepid.com, leaders in technology, and really kind of a great observer of what's happening in the technology and the business development front in many different industries. Sam, welcome as always to the program. Tell us a little bit about Intrepid, and then introduce your guest today. And by the way, that's Intrepid.com. Go right ahead.
Great. Thanks, Kevin. My name is Sam Coyl. I'm a company called Intrepid. We are a technology and application hosting provider, helping people grow their technology from the ground to the cloud. And with us today, I have Rick Bellan from the Channel Company. He's the vice president over there, and he's going to talk about some of the programs they've been doing to help the channel.
Very good. Welcome to the program, Rick.
Thank you for having me.
Kind of give us your elevator speech, if you will. You know, an overview, just a broad overview of what your company is all about.
Sure. So we are the Channel Company, so it's a relatively new name. However, we've been around for 30 years, and our primary focus is focused on the technology channel community. So we're the trusted authority there, and we have a lot of products and services which basically help companies like Intrepid and the vendor community drive revenue using our products and services. So CRN.com and CRN Magazine are our major media outlets where we bring together the buyers and sellers of technology.
CRN?
CRN,
okay.
Like Nancy.
All right, very good. Your first question there for our guests, Sam?
Yeah, Rick, good morning. I've obviously been involved in CRM for a while and seeing what you guys have done. It's been a big help for us as an organization. I thought maybe you could talk a little bit about specifically the list that you guys publish on an annual basis, and kind of a quick overview of what those are and how those might be useful.
Sure. So we've been producing lists of solution providers for the past 25 years. We have our annual VAR 500 list, which is the ranking of the top 500 solution providers in North America based on revenue. So number one could be 10 billion and number 500 is 20 million. And the vendors use that as the playbook for companies that they have to be doing business with because they drive so much of the channel's revenue. However, this year we launched a new list which is called the Managed Service Provider 500 list. And what that list, the point of that list is to recognize 500 companies in the U.S. and Canada that are leading the way with cutting-edge approach to managed services that puts the end customers in the best position to improve efficiencies, cut costs, and speed to market for their own products and services.
Very good, very good. Tell us, kind of give us a profile of what your clients are like, what kind of industries they're in and that type of thing.
Sure. So our main customers are the biggest technology providers out there, the Dells, the IBMs, Microsoft, companies like that. That's where we drive advertising programs for and where we get them to sponsor our events and our magazine. However, our core audience is companies like Sam's, where we want to write the content that they need to run their business better, to identify the best partners, for the best vendors for them to help drive their business. So we serve both audiences.
Very good. Sam?
Yeah, Rick, the sales strategies have changed dramatically over the last couple decades, and people are really focusing more on outreaching channel type programs more than specific face-to-face sales in a lot of respects. Can you talk about how your programs have helped to enable that and make it more successful?
Sure. So, 30 years ago, we obviously weren't talking about cloud computing and mobility and hosting. It was focused basically on the owner-operator of a company that was selling products. So now that it has obviously changed in the channel, and companies are less interested in the products you sell and much more interested in the solutions or services that you offer. So the MSP list is primarily designed to highlight those companies that either have changed their business model and now offer a lot of services, or never started in the product world and started as a solution provider that offers services and owns their own data center like Netrepid does, and has a lot of specific services and solutions that customers are looking for other than just products.
Very interesting. So how has 2014 been for you guys?
It's been really good for us. Like I said, we recently went through a management-led investment team and we broke off from a larger parent company, and it's been really good for us. This list has gotten a lot of really good recognition in the market. There's a lot of people that are really excited to be on that list, and at the same time, people that are upset they're not on the list. So it's exciting for us to get this list into the market and have the reception that we've received so far.
Absolutely. Sam?
Yeah, Rick, we were obviously selected by you guys as one of the top 100 hosting providers in North America, which we were very pleased with. I don't know if maybe you could kind of describe how the three segments differ in the MSP 500.
Sure. So the way we broke the list down was the reason, one of the primary drivers for the list was everybody says, in the market say that they offer cloud and they offer managed services, and what we really wanted this list to do was highlight companies that have an excellence in it, and in doing so we realized we needed to differentiate the different audiences. So the list is broken down into three groups. So the MSP Elite, which are the large data center focused providers, which have a mix of on-premise revenue as well as off-premise. So those are the larger companies out there that are primarily still product driven, but they've adapted their model to include services as well. And then the second bucket is the MSP Pioneer 250, which is primarily services-based companies, but they're focused on small and mid-sized business and are focused more on the outsourcing of the IT and remote monitoring and things like that. And then the third list, which Netrepid was on, is the Hosting Service Provider 100. So these are companies who have invested significant amount of money in owning and operating their own data centers and provide a wide array of subscription-based outsourced services like hosted email, co-location, remote backups, things like that.
Rick Bellan and Sam Coyl, our guests today. By the way, Rick Bellan, he can be found at crn.com. That's crn.com. Sam Coyl is with Netrepid, netrepid.com. Any last thoughts before we let you go, Sam?
Yeah, do you guys have any ideas on what your next list might be coming out?
Yeah, so we actually do. The Tech Elite list is a new list we've been doing for 2 years that's coming out in April, and what that does is that focuses on companies out there who are focused on selling the best of breed technologies, so companies who have the highest level of certifications with VMware, EMC, IBM, Cisco, NetApp, and companies like that. So that list is 250 companies, and this is our third year doing that list. So that will come out in April, and then our annual VAR 500 or Solution Provider 500 ranking list will come out in June.
Very good. Thanks to both of you, gentlemen. Very interesting segment.
Good. Thanks, Kevin.
When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. Also, do not remind you, you're listening to The Price of Business.